Hey there, fancy friends, it's Oliver, and today we will have a look at the coupee. And when your saber is in hanging guard, it's different. We have reached a new chapter in Christmanns' military saber fencing system. We are not in the fundamentals anymore, but we can now build on them. Till now, I have told you there are two main parries. The prime for the inside and the second for the outside. And now we take a big step if I tell you of the parry in prime coupee and second coupee. What is a coupee? A coupee is a cutover, and maybe it's better I show you from a more common position. So if we standing tip up, then this is a cutover. So disengagement, cavazione, or whatever you want to call it, around. But if he push to the side, I go cut over the blade and hit. Then obviously this would be not here because this is the cavazione in a hanging guard position, but you could do that, but it's not that. That's what Christmann calls a Herumführen. And you will find similar things in the Schlenkerhiebe, but it's complicated. It is not that what Christmann wants us to call a coupee. So, for a prime coupee from a hanging guard position, we stand like here, and it's a parrying movement. If he, for example, cuts quart here, I would parry like in prime with a little more impact, and then I would put in that much movement for the blade, that the blade did not stop here, but it went over. So I would be here. It would parry the cut and come above. And now we have points up. I cut around the blade and I come with my riposte. So this is different kind of story. This is a parry coupee, and you could also do it with the ramassement, but we will do that later on. So once again, slowly, here, cut over, here. The quart cut is one of the hardest ones, because if I parry here in prime, it's more or less a true cross. So it could be I'm stuck here and it didn't come over because you didn't do it 100%. So if you think about a Brustheap, so it cut to the chest, which would be slightly upwards, and you come from here, yeah, it goes that way. The important part is you have to parry it to the outside. Yeah, it goes here and then you cut over. You have to look that you did not do this and bring it to the other side. It's not a transporting action, especially if you want to have this side open for your riposte. So, yeah, so cuts from underneath, thrusts, high thrusts, easy to parry with a prime coupee. So the coupee is introduced in feints, and especially the first combination makes this prime coupee relatively easy, because it's put together in a combination where he cuts my hips and I have to lower my arm to parry my hips. So I have to bring up my arm again, and I bring more power into the parry through my shoulder. So if he cuts now prime quart and I parry with prime coupee, it's easier. So a little bit faster here, boom. Yeah, so I guess it's not an accident that this is the first combination you have to do with it. And as usual, combinations in Christmann ends with a parry. Yeah, he sells his system at a safe system you could do with children, and every combination ends with a parry. And if there is a prime coupee, there's also a second coupee. But Christmann is holistic, sometimes a little too holistic. The second coupee is a way heavier to execute, and Christmann knows it. That's why we will find not a single second coupee ever again in the whole book. Contrary to the prime coupee, which is sometimes more used than the regular prime parry. But we will demonstrate you a combination Christmann puts in the chapter for the second coupee anyway. And that's only the thin end of the wedge. If you want more, then like, share, comment and subscribe to let me know and make Christmann big again. By the way, comment Simon if you want him to finish his proofreading of the complete Christmann translation, and see you in the next video.